All right, let's dive right into this explainer and, well, pull back the curtain on the operating system you literally use every single day. Most of us just think of Windows as this pretty straightforward everyday environment. But today, we're going to explore the fascinating, almost secret engine room that's running silently right there in the background. Because look, most people only know Windows for the everyday stuff, right? Web browsing, typing up documents, maybe some gaming. But there is this entirely hidden layer built specifically for engineers, system admins, and yeah, even hackers. This is what we call advanced Windows. It's a whole different world of massive scale enterprise management, virtualization, and some seriously high-level security. So to keep things from getting overwhelming, we've broken these advanced features down into 5 distinct areas. We're going to look beyond everyday Windows, check out virtualization and safe testing, dive into enterprise security and control, explore diagnostics and deep monitoring, and finally wrap up with automation and central management. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Beyond Everyday Windows. Way beneath that familiar Start menu interface lies a massive collection of advanced capabilities. These are tools designed squarely for system administrators and cybersecurity pros, focusing on virtualization, security, automation, enterprise management, and system recovery. They operate completely behind the scenes, basically giving admins this deep, almost God-level control over the OS that goes way, way beyond standard computing. Moving right along to Section 2, Virtualization and Safe Testing. This brings us to Hyper-V. It's honestly one of the most powerful pieces of tech tucked away inside Windows Pro and Enterprise. If you look at how it's structured, you'll notice the hypervisor sits at level 0. That's directly above the bare metal hardware. Because of that architecture, you can run a completely separate guest OS at level 1, right alongside your main Windows system, and they won't interfere with each other at all. So the really crucial takeaway here is that Hyper-V lets you spin up totally separate, fully functional environments, and you don't have to buy a single piece of new hardware. Do you want to run a Kali Linux machine for security testing? Go for it. A dedicated Windows server? Easy. What about a legacy system just to run that one old piece of software? You can do all of that virtually, contained right inside your physical computer. But, what if you want to run Linux without all the heavy resource strain of a traditional virtual machine, or without the massive headache of dual booting your whole setup? Well, enter the Windows Subsystem for Linux, or WSL. Literally, by just checking a single box in your Windows features, you unlock the ability to run a native Ubuntu terminal straight from Windows. No more dual booting annoyances, it seamlessly integrates Linux right into your daily workflow. For software development or networking labs, it is an absolute game changer. Okay, but what if you just need to open a super suspicious file without, completely ruining your personal computer? That is exactly where Windows Sandbox comes in. It boots up this fresh, disposable, completely isolated instance of Windows for you to experiment in. And the absolute best part, the second you close it, the Sandbox just vanishes into thin air. No permanent changes, no traces left behind. Now let's step into the vault for Section 3, Enterprise Security and Control. The very first line of defense here is BitLocker Encryption. This is serious, enterprise-grade technology that encrypts your data right down at the raw storage level. Basically, BitLocker ensures that even if your laptop is lost or, worse, stolen, your data is completely unreadable to anyone trying to physically rip out the hard drive. Without the right authorization, those files are locked down tight. It's literally the reason leaving a work laptop at a coffee shop isn't an instant corporate disaster anymore. And once you turn on this invisible shield in the control panel for your drive, it actually integrates directly with your computer's TPM, that's the Trusted Platform Module chip. So it's giving you this incredibly seamless hardware-level protection every single time you boot up the machine. Now imagine combining that hardware encryption with group policy management. That gives administrators just ultimate control. Through group policy, an admin can sit at their desk and instantly apply really strict security rules. We're talking restricting USB storage to prevent data theft, forcing system updates, setting tough password requirements, or even managing desktop settings. And they can push this out across thousands of computers all at once instead of doing it one by one. All right, let's look at what happens when things go wrong in Section 4, Diagnostics and Deep Monitoring. You might not realize it, but Windows is silently recording virtually everything happening in the background. It creates this massive digital paper trail. But to keep you from totally losing your mind when you're troubleshooting, it neatly categorizes everything into a few main logs. You've got application logs for program errors, system logs for hardware and driver activity, and security logs keeping a really watchful eye on authentication events. And when you actually open up Event Viewer to look at these logs, you quickly realize just how granular this data really gets. It hands administrators the exact timestamps, the sources, and the specific event IDs they need. Whether they are tracking down a random rogue software crash or auditing a full-blown network breach, all the clues are right there. Meanwhile, if you need to figure out how your hardware is actually handling the load, you turn to Performance Monitor. This tool is constantly tracking real-time telemetry on your processor usage, your memory consumption, storage activity, and network traffic. It is absolutely crucial when you need to diagnose exactly why a system is just crawling. Because, let's be honest, Performance Monitor goes leagues beyond that standard task manager we all use. By analyzing all these different resource streams, engineers can spot the exact hardware bottlenecks. They can identify deadlocks that regular tools just can't see, making it a total lifesaver for deep dive diagnostics. Finally, let's head into the Command Center for Section 5, Automation and Central Management. Okay, so many of us are familiar with the good old command prompt, right? It's great for quickly executing basic text commands. But the real engine of enterprise automation? That's PowerShell. PowerShell is this highly advanced scripting environment built specifically to manage complex objects. It is literally the tool that massive organizations use to automate thousands of tasks at once. And all of that incredible scripting power feeds directly into Active Directory. If you haven't heard of it, Active Directory is essentially the ultimate central nervous system for enterprise networks. It handles everything: centralized logins, creating user accounts in bulk, administering security groups, and giving admins super fine-tuned control over exactly who gets access to which resources. When you look at the Active Directory Administrative Center, the true massive scale of Windows advanced features really comes into focus. Just think about it. One single administrator sitting at one single desk can manage accounts, tweak permissions, and push security policies out to literally thousands of computers deployed all over the world. It's wild. So from spinning up virtual machines in Hyper-V to writing enterprise automation scripts in PowerShell, mastering these hidden tools is for sure the ultimate gateway to a career in IT and cybersecurity. So, knowing what you know now, I just have to ask, are you going to take the leap? Will you look beyond the everyday start menu and finally explore the hidden engine room running on your machine right now?